Howdy everybody, it's your pal Misty. Sit back, relax, and enjoy while today I give you my review of the movie Jumanji. Something. Dang it, I already forgot the rest of the title. Jumanji. It'll be in the description below. I'm sorry, I forgot the name of the movie, but it's the new Jumanji that just came out this week. So, a few things. First, I need to tell y'all that when I came into the movie this morning at 11 o'clock, it was 74 degrees outside. And then I saw a movie, and so now it's 1:40. So a little bit over 2.5 hours later. And it is now 54 degrees outside. What's good, Texas? What's good? Alexa, you need to, I need, how somebody explain to me how I'm supposed to know that the drop in temperature to 53 degrees is going to happen in 2 hours. I mean, luckily for me, I'm going to be real honest with y'all. I was being lazy, and so I am certainly wearing some sweatpants with my little t-shirt and a hat. But it's cold out there now, and I was going to go run a whole bunch of other errands, and it's cold. So, I don't know. Anyway, so what's good? And now Jumanji. So, the original Jumanji was nothing like the current Jumanjis. But go watch it. If you haven't seen the one with Robin Williams, go watch it. It's old and still hits all the right points of a movie. But I will say, I like this new reboot of the franchise that they've done with Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart. So the premise of the movies are that Jumanji is a video game now, not a board game, which it was in the original, but it's a video game. And the video game is malfunctioning, and it pulls all of them into the game. So they are themselves and the avatars within the game. So like the nerdy guy becomes The Rock. The really tall, handsome, beefcake football player, they call him the Fridge, becomes Kevin Hart. The geeky girl becomes the beautiful girl, and the beautiful girl becomes Jack Black. That's funny. So in this one, you meet Danny DeVito and Danny Glover, who Danny DeVito plays the nerdy guy's grandpa, and Danny Glover plays the grandpa's best friend, except for they're not best friends. They don't want to talk to each other anymore because they owned a restaurant together and now they don't. I forgot to tell y'all, big spoilers, but that's all of my movie reviews, so hopefully you already knew, but I don't think that should ruin it. So then the nerdy boy is feeling like he's not good enough for the nerdy girl because she was a nerdy in the game and whatever, and now she's super cool when she went to college, and so he's been sort of ghosting her. So he goes into the game so he could sort of feel like himself again, because he got all of his, confidence in himself by being The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. I don't know why you got to be another person to find confidence in your own self, but, whatever works for you is fine. So that's the first movie, right? So he goes back in, and then they try to go find him because they realize he's gone back in the game. But before they really know what happened, they're just all in the game. So Danny DeVito is evidently warped into Dwayne Johnson, and Danny Glover is warped into Kevin Hart. So I have to say, they did a pretty good job. I mean, Dwayne Johnson even had like the limp that Danny DeVito was putting on for his character, and the whole sort of running gag of Kevin Hart being Danny Glover was he talks real slow. So they keep dying because he doesn't talk fast enough. But it's really funny for me to see Kevin Hart do that because he's very high energy, very talk fast, loud, quick. And then him having to play that character slowed down, I thought was pretty funny. But, so they go through, and then they're looking for Spencer, who's the nerdy boy. And he ends up being this Asian pickpocket character in the movie named Ming. I don't know who she is, but she was the star of the movie. Everybody put her in everything. She was so good. She had to play both the nerdy guy and Danny DeVito at some point. Because they do this switch in the water, and then they all become them old selves to where the nerdy boy's the Rock again, and now the grandpa's in her body. And Danny Glover is a horse. I don't know. When you say all that out loud, it sounds ridiculously stupid. And it was. But I giggled a whole bunch. And she was so good. So, I don't know who she is. And I was like, I'm going to catch her name on the thing. And I promise you, I think her name was Awkwafina. A-W-K... I think it was W-A-F-I-N-A. Awkwafina. I don't know. I've never heard of her before. But her voice, even though she was imitating the other people, it still sounded familiar. Like, maybe she's been in an anime that I've watched, or maybe she's been in a movie and I just didn't quite recognize her because she was imitating the other characters. At one point, she sounded a little bit like Miley Cyrus, which kind of was weird for a second, but she was so good. She made me laugh probably more than anybody. But overall, if you're just looking for a nonsensical, feel-good, kind of make you giggle movie, this is definitely one to see. I don't think seeing the others would be a prerequisite to see this one, because it kind of explains itself again. I think it's more enjoyable when you know the backstory. And if you hadn't seen the other one, I don't know why you would be seeing this one. That's just the truth. So, movies out of 10, I'll give it a 7. I mean, it had good landscapes. It was, it had little chuckles throughout it, for comedy sake. Seeing them act as each other was, funny and entertaining. The storyline, it was a Jumanji storyline, so it's not really about the adventure. Well, it's not really about the end game, it's about the adventure, which I guess is what it is. So I won't leave one of the big spoilers for you, but I will leave one of the big spoilers so that you can go see the movie and see what one of the other sort of, I want to say mantra, and that's not what it is. The meaning. We're just going to say the meaning because I've lost what word. Oh, Misty, you were doing so good. Anyway, so that's it's the other meaning. Not the motto. The moral. So many M words. Words are hard. Moral. I'll leave the other moral of the story for you to find out if you want to watch it. If not, just ask me. I'll tell you. I don't care. Because if you don't care if it's spoiled, then I don't care if it's spoiled. But I'll leave that one little spoiler in case you haven't seen it yet and decided to go ahead and watch this anyway. Like this video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you know how. Or if you'd like to see more movie reviews, food reviews, or just random vlogs where I talk about stuff, then go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification. Comment down below. Have you seen any of the Jumanji movies? Which one was your favorite? Do you plan on going to see it? I don't know. I never know what to tell y'all to comment. But Mama, comment whatever you want, because I like it because you always comment. Alright, and until next time, I'll see y'all real soon.